This is the Joshua Weissman cookbook. Joshua is a chef content creator here on YouTube, and if you haven't seen his videos, be prepared to drool over all of the amazing recipes that he shares. I actually bought this recipe book for my husband as a Father's Day gift, and he still has yet to make me one recipe from the book.
What's wrong with me?
So I'm taking matters into my own hands, and we're gonna make some recipes from this book. But make sure you guys stick to the end so you can see viewer choice, where I ask you all to choose a dessert for me. Now I just want to preface that I'm not a professional, but we are gonna try our best. And the first recipe that we're gonna start with is Joshua's famous dough. So this is a multi-purpose dough that you can use for burger buns, hot dog buns, dinner rolls. And to be honest with you, I just have to make it because I love bread. Okay, wait, it needs to be like the Oprah. I love bread.
I love bread. I love bread.
First, we have to make a tangzong. I've never heard of that in my entire life, and I'm probably butchering the name. But in a small saucepan, we whisk together the all-purpose flour, water, and milk until completely dissolved. Heat over medium heat, stirring continuously until the mixture thickens into a thick paste, transfer to a small bowl, and set aside to cool. Tangzong. Next, in a heat-proof bowl, add the warmed milk and water, stir in the yeast, cover with plastic, and let sit for 10 minutes. In a stand bowl mixer, whisk together the bread flour, sugar, and salt until thoroughly combined. Fit the stand mixer with the dough hook and begin mixing on medium-low speed. Then one at a time, I'm adding in the yeast mixture, the whole egg, and the egg yolk. Once the mixture starts coming together, add the tangzong. Mix for 3 to 4 minutes or until the dough is smooth and elastic. I transferred the dough to a large greased bowl, covered it with plastic wrap, and let it rise for an hour and a half. It's time for my favorite part, punching the dough. Say hello to my little friend. That was very hard. I think I need to go to anger management. That's a big one, so I'm putting them over here. We'll let them sit for 30, and then we're gonna brush them with a little eggy mixture after that, and then in the oven they go. These look absolutely insane. Oh my gosh, it's perfect. Still steaming. Look at this. Oh my gosh, okay, we're gonna try it. Oh my God. This is gonna be bad for me. That's so good. I love bread. Bread is my life. This is ridiculous. This is the best dinner roll I've ever tried. We're gonna become a dinner roll household family. This has converted me. 10 out of 10. Next up on the menu are these Austin breakfast tacos. These sound delightful. I'm not much of a breakfast taco girl. I'm more of like a afternoon or dinner taco girl. So let's have some breakfast tacos. But first we need to make flour tortillas. In a large bowl, whisk together the all-purpose flour, salt, and baking powder. Then while mixing with a spoon, pour in the warm water and immediately follow it with the oil till it comes together to form a ball of dough. Then I'm gonna turn the dough onto an unfloured surface and knead it for about 3 minutes. After I knead it, I'm gonna put it in a bowl, cover it, and leave it at room temperature to rise for 30 minutes. Now, what kind of breakfast tacos would it be if we didn't make our own salsa? So we're making some jalapeno salsa. So Josh is getting fancy with this recipe and wants me to use a blowtorch, but I do not have one. So we're using a gas burner to char our jalapenos. We're gonna place those charred jalapenos in a heat-proof container, cover and let them steam. In a small pot, add 7 cloves of garlic. Cover with oil, set over medium heat, and cook until slightly toasted. Then strain the garlic and oil through a fine mesh strainer into a small container. Using paper towels, remove the charred skins from the steamed jalapenos, discard the stems, and place the jalapenos in a blender. Blend those babies, add the toasted garlic cloves and the remaining 2 raw garlic cloves along with 1 juice of a lime. So I added a little more extra lime juice in this because my 1 lime was a pretty sorry lime when it comes to juice. And then we added some salt to taste as well. And we're gonna taste test this salsa together. It looks really good.
Hey.
That's got a kick. It's at the back of the throat.
Hey.
That has a kick, I can't even talk. Don't put me on hot ones, I could never. I don't know about this tortilla. We're supposed to cut it into 12 tortillas. So I'm just gonna do it in half and we're gonna roll it into 6 different balls. I will say though, I've never had a tortilla from scratch. I know, what kind of a Latina am I? We're gonna do 2 at a time. Got one here and one here. Now that's a good tortilla if I've ever seen one. We're gonna cook 8 slices of bacon and let them drain on a paper towel. Then in a large nonstick skillet, we're gonna heat the butter over medium heat and whisk the eggs until they're thoroughly combined. All right, we got our freshly made tortillas, strip of bacon, some cotija crumble, our cilantro leaves, and topped off with our salsa that I'm gonna do very sparingly because it's pretty spicy. Not sparingly. My husband made a face. That is not sparingly. This will be yours. It looks gorgeous. Here's the moment of truth. Cheers. That is delicious. Salsa's still a little spicy, but the tortillas I feel like are worth it. I'm so hungry. Maybe this is how Josh tricks you. He makes the recipe so long that you're starving by the time you you make them, and then they're delicious. It's a pretty good taco, I will say. I don't think it's worth the effort. I don't. I'm gonna stop myself right there. I think it's a little unfair for me to review something when I am hungry and have been baking and cooking all day long. So I wanted to give it a fresh review after I've eaten the whole entire thing. It was really good. The salsa wasn't too hot once I added it onto the actual taco, so I ended up putting more on it and added a really good flavor. You can really taste the quality in the tortilla since it's homemade. I've never tasted a tortilla like this before, and they were still warm and fresh, and it was so fluffy and good, and just the combo of it all together was so yummy. But do I think it's worth it to make everything from scratch? After devouring 2 tacos, I do. Yes, I do. It just feels really good to know that you made it from scratch, and going that little extra mile really makes it that much more special, especially when you enjoy it with other people. I'm definitely adding these breakfast tacos to my arsenal whenever I want to impress someone. Next up on our menu is chicken katsu. I wanted to have some sort of lunch recipe in this, and I am a sucker for chicken katsu, and I really just want to try to make it myself. So for the katsu sauce, we're using ketchup, and Josh wants us to make the ketchup, but I'm not doing that. We're just gonna use this. I know it's probably a sin, but I'm all sauced out today. So it's 6 tablespoons of ketchup, 2 tablespoons Worcestershire sauce, 2 tablespoons oyster sauce, and 2 teaspoons of honey. Mix it all together when we got katsu sauce. So now for the slaw, I'm gonna use half a head of a cabbage, thinly sliced. I don't think I've ever cut a cabbage before. So now I gotta toss the cabbage with some salt, and then we gotta like squeeze it a few times. So then we chop half a bunch of our green onions. Okay, I probably should have prepped the other things before, but we gotta do 3 separate bowls because we're gonna have a little breading station, eggy station, and panko crumb station. So now we gotta fry our chicken in oil, which makes me a little nervous, but I have done this before. If you haven't seen the video where I made Good Mythical Morning Foods, we did a breaded hot Cheeto chicken sandwich, and it was delicious. And I have the oil left over because you can reuse it. Reduce, reuse, and recycle. This guy is my shield, so it doesn't pop all over me. Let's do this.
Paladin.
I'm a paladin.
Or a warrior.
Okay, it's not sizzling as much as I thought. Oh. While it's cooking, I literally had an idea to make a sandwich. So I think we're gonna try using the famous buns that we made earlier because they're ginormous. So we're gonna make a katsu chicken sandwich. I'm so excited. Time for the taste test. I'm so excited. I love katsu. It's perfect. with the slaw, adds another crunch to it. Oh, it's delicious. With the bread, oh man, this one's really high up there. Like I would make the famous bread just for this chicken sandwich. We got an S tier. Maybe it's just me, I love katsu, but this little thing right here puts me in my happy place. I feel like I still need to taste the katsu on its own, dipped in the sauce. Let's give it a little sauce. It's even better with just more sauce. I need to put more sauce on my bun. Wow, that sauce is good. Next up on the menu is pesto gnocchi. I thought this would be really yummy for a dinner, and I've always loved gnocchi and just need to know how it's made. Is it gnocchi? How do you pronounce gnocchi?
Yeah.
Is it gnocchi or gnocchi?
I'm pretty sure.
I'm gonna just look like a big old dingus on this video. Don't know how to pronounce anything. And of course, in Josh Weissman style, we are making the gnocchi from scratch. I got 2 pounds of potatoes and we're gonna add them to a pot of boiling water for 30 minutes. I feel like I'm being watched. Navi, why are you being creeper, huh? While those potatoes are boiling, we're gonna start on the pesto sauce. This one says 5 minutes. So 5 minutes prep, 5 minutes cook. So shouldn't be that long. Look at that, they're getting nice and toasty. So now we get to add a bunch of ingredients into our blender, and I get to use my beautiful basil plant. It's been alive this whole time and I finally get to use her. It was literally the whole plant. 2 packed cups. She lived a good life. She'll go back, right? All right, so in the blender we got our basil, our cooled pine nuts, 5 garlic cloves. I feel like this is gonna take forever. I gotta get 248 grams. Oh, this whole thing is 198.
Oh wow, so it's like the whole thing.
I need 248. That's not enough cheese. Uh-oh, we miscalculated. Do we have any more Parmigiano Reggiano? I need the guns. Bring in the guns.
Bring in the guns.
Bring in the guns.
Let's do this.
While the gun show is grating the Parmesan, I'm gonna put half a cup of extra virgin olive oil.
Extra virgin.
Oh shoot, that's gonna ruin the, we already know the measurement. It's fine.
Yeah. Potatoes.
Potato.
Potatoes. Gnocchi potatoes.
Fire. Then we got a splash of filtered water. Boop. And we blend it. Says to begin the blender on high speed, so we're going all in. Balls to the wall. All right, here's the pesto. Is this I don't know, you don't really eat pesto? Is this the right pesto consistency? Okay, my potatoes are cool, and we gotta remove the skins. Is this what gnocchi is made of? I had no idea. No wonder why I like it so much. Carbs. And then we're gonna mash the potatoes, so I'm just gonna get a little head start on that with my hands. Now we're gonna add a whisked egg to our potatoes. And then we're supposed to mix it around. I feel like this is a lot of potato. Oh, that's smooth. Okay, that looks good. Okay, I'm gonna set this aside and we're gonna mix our flour and salt. So half of the mixture. Now the rest of the flour. This is all that gnocchi is made of. I'm gonna be so impressed. That's really easy. Okay, so we cut into little inch pieces. Do you think these are too thick?
Those look pretty big.
Too thick? Okay.
We've had gnocchi before where it's really thick and we're like, oh.
Okay, all right. I gotta roll it thinner. I just needed more flour, okay? Okay, that was a better batch.
Yes.
Time to cook it. We're gonna put it in the boiling water that's behind me that I've salted heavily. They look interesting. They look very soft and mushy. All right, we got our cooked gnocchi, and then I add a tablespoon of the pasta water with a generous amount of our pesto sauce. Not too bad. I don't know about this one. Maybe I messed something up. Okay, moment of truth. Let's see what it tastes like.
want to try it. I want to try Mom.
A little bland. Probably my least favorite. It's like I'm eating potatoes. Yeah, I think this one probably requires some practice. It's not bad, but yeah, watery pesto. Let's see what Leo thinks. Ready?
Good.
It's good?
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. So we have to throw in a viewer's choice where you all get to decide what I make for my dessert. And I asked you all on Instagram and 45% of you said I should make the tiramisu. So tiramisu isn't really my top choice as a dessert. Maybe I just haven't had the right one, but there's cocoa powder, chocolate, and espresso. Say no more. So this recipe requires lady fingers, and we could have bought them from the store, but no.
No.
Not with Josh Weissman. So we made lady fingers. In a stand mixer, I added the eggs and sugar and brought a shallow pot of water to simmer over medium heat, continuously whisking the eggs and sugar until the mixture reaches 160 degrees Fahrenheit. It should take less than 5 minutes. If it curdles, it is overheated and you should start again. Now we're gonna pipe these lady fingers. Oh my gosh. Look at that lady finger. She's crooked.
She looked like a caterpillar.
She looks like a caterpillar.
She looked a little more like a caterpillar finger.
That's a caterpillar, not a lady finger.
Dang.
Great. One's going on the bottom, one's on the top. What do you think, Cleo?
Okay.
You like it? Mm-hmm. Got Leo's approval. So now we can get to the actual tiramisu, which has to actually sit in the fridge overnight. So we're gonna taste test this tomorrow. But in a medium shallow dish, I'm adding the granulated sugar, espresso, maple syrup, and a pinch of nutmeg, and then whisking it together. I have to start saying something other than whiskey business because I don't know what else Josh Weissman says, but he always says whiskey business, so. It's just whiskey to have so much caffeine in front of me. I think I like tiramisu. We set that aside and now we make the zabaglione. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Zabaglione. Zabaglione? I don't know. So eggs over that. In goes the sugar. Oh, this is an interesting texture. Okay, most of the sugar's dissolved and it's lukewarm. So next we're gonna beat 2 cups of mascarpone until it's very smooth, and it's supposed to be with a hand mixer. This is not a good hand mixer because I have to press the button the whole time. So it's literally a forearm workout as I'm pressing the button. So I'm calling in the big guns. Big guns?
Talking to me?
You're gonna have to mix this for me. Oh, babe. Oh, the lid didn't come off.
I broke it already. Guys, you can't trust me with anything.
It's too strong. You're too
I barely
strong.
touched it, I swear.
Wait, what happened? Hold on. There. It's locked in. Sorry. I kind of set you up for failure there. Okay, so then we add the mascarpone to the whipped egg yolk mixture and gently fold it in so there's no lumps. So if you thought the whisking and whipping was over, you're wrong. We gotta whip some heavy whipping cream. Add the egg mascarpone mixture into the whipped cream and gently fold together thoroughly. Just be gentle so it stays fluffy. Now for the fun part. Got my lady fingers, the pan, the espresso. So I'm just gonna give them a little dippy dip. Dippy dip, flippy flip. And then line the bottom of this. And we're doing this all along the bottom, and then we're gonna pour our mascarpone mixture on top. All right, so here it is. Then we just cover it with plastic wrap, put it in the fridge overnight, and then we dust it with cocoa powder before serving. Ooh! Does it look like the picture? Kinda. I think I put too much cocoa powder. No such thing. Should we taste it? Okay, let's get a nice slice here. Here we go. I breathed in the cocoa powder. Dude. This is the best tiramisu I've ever had. And I haven't had many, so that doesn't speak for much, but this is good. Okay, just don't breathe in when you take a bite. So good. I don't even know how to describe it. It's just like the perfect, it's not super sweet. You could still taste the espresso. Ladyfingers are completely dissolved. They're gone. This, I think, is S tier for me. All in all, I must say this is my favorite cookbook to date. If you want to check out more Cookbook Club videos, check out this video right here. And you know we can't end a Joshua Weissman video without B-roll.